Good morning here, it's Ali in the kitchen and I have Rolo with me, which means that I better deal with him first. I'm going to prepare my normal meal, but of course I put carrot in it. Who needs a carrot but Rolo? So first of all, I've got my trusty chopping knife. Now I know that looks a bit big, in fact it's an old bread knife. I can't even remember where we got this now. It's probably about 10 years old. Be quiet a minute. I will give you your carrot in just a sec. Whenever you're cooking, you need to get prepared. And I find it's the same with looking after my health, really. I've been very neglectful of late and I can feel the pounds. In fact, I put my jeans on the other day and I thought, oh Lord, it feels like a couple of sausages going into my jeans. Not really that bad, but you know what I mean. It's really hard to keep on track. And at this time of year, there's so many lovely things. What I do is I cut his carrot into 4 and then I leave it down there for him to, well, chunter on in the day. So, let me have a little look there. Okay, so there we have 1 bowl of carrots for Zebedee, who's next to me because he keeps jumping up and down and up and down. Okay, would that suit sir? There we go. Anyway, so he's down there happy. Now I can prepare my own dish. I do every day, well not every day, I haven't done it for a while actually. But I do what's called a hot salad. Now, I know that sounds really weird and bizarre, but what I do is sometimes I get sick of vegetables and sometimes I get sick of salad. So I either do it in the wok with vegetables or with a salad. And I've got a nice non-stick wok here, so it doesn't require any oiling. Brilliant. And yeah, so I just get on with everything. First of all, little tiny tomatoes. You could just chuck these in, I suppose. This meal works out at about 220 calories. That's because I like pudding, you see. Pudding's usually a low-fat yoghurt of some sort, description, with cereal. Again, cereal to suit me, because with the celiac I have to have the wheat and gluten-free one. Right, the next ingredients. So I do about 4 or 5 of those. I chop one of these in. Look at the size of that. That's a big one, isn't it? I do like big ones. Everybody knows that. I'm being very rude. I'm so sorry. Okay, so the next thing is to peel. I peel the skin off. You don't have to. It depends on how fresh your mushroom is, but I always feel I should. I don't know why. I've got Rolo looking up at me again because he's thinking there might be something else to try, and I am going to boil some vegetables up as well. That's going to be for later on in the day. When you want to look after your health, what you want to do is prepare. There's no question that if you do preparation, eating in the day isn't a difficult thing to do at all. Oh, I wish they wouldn't make these jars so tight on. Pickled onions, a few small ones into here. I do about, because they're only the silver skin ones, I chuck about 8 in there. I have to say that I'm putting my hands in the jars, but it's not because it matters. What am I trying to say? I'm putting my hands in the jars. I would suggest if you've got a family who are going to be eating out of these, you use a spoon or a fork, but they don't. Nobody eats my food, and that is what I'm trying to say. Nobody wants to eat low-fat salad in this house. So all these jars are mine, so I stick a clean finger, albeit. 3 gherkins I chop up. And you want a gherkin? Really? I don't think so, but still. There you are. I'm sure you don't like gherkins. The dog likes to have a go at a bit of everything. He particularly likes playing with sprouts. It's hilarious. It really is hilarious. The next thing, for protein, I've got half a tin of tuna, so that goes in as well. What's next? A spoonful of low-fat mayonnaise. I prefer Hellmann's, but there are other nice ones out there. I'll just get my wooden spoon. And again, I do it's about 45 calories, I think it is, or 40. I do a good heaped tablespoon. I would say that's probably, I don't know, because that's quite flat, isn't it? Yeah, I would say so. Let's nick a little bit more, shall we? Oh dear. That's my favourite. That gives it a sauce effect, and doesn't make it just dry up. Otherwise it would just be watery and horrible. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, and then I chop half a lettuce in. I know this sounds like a really odd mixture, but it's, in a way, it's weird because, oh, I forgot my carrot for me. Cut that in two. I know it sounds a really odd mixture, but I have found that I really quite enjoy it. Sometimes I add a little bit of tomato ketchup, and, you know, again, that works brilliantly, and it adds to the mayo. Again, you'd have to add in a few calories for that, another 30 calories probably. But when you're working like I do, which is a calorie count, which I've always found the easiest. I know people say if you calorie count, you put the weight on easy, but if you don't calorie count, you put the weight on easy. Slimming World, Weight Watchers has never worked for me. And I have to keep on top of it all the time because I do have an eating disorder. I just want to eat all the time, and there's no question that I use food as a comfort for everything, really. And also when I'm feeling particularly upset, agitated, happy, sad, any of those. I know I've said those things twice, 2 or 3 times. I do repeat myself a lot. I've noticed that, and I forget my train of thought a lot. Let's just put that down to the good old menopause, shall we? I thought I'd gone through this, you know, but it appears that as far as memory's concerned, it's either never coming back or I'm still going through menopause. I can't decide. Right, I want some salt, rock salt in this, and I like to put a bit of pepper. The other day I had some peppercorn, I put some of this in, and God, I bit on a hard bit of pepper. That is the only thing I'd say about this. Right, let's put that in. Now, that's all prepared for lunchtime. I will show you the meal later, well, probably in another video. But look, there's my pile of stuff. That gets heated until it's gone a bit sort of softish. It doesn't have to be incredibly soft. As long as it's hot through, that's where I go to with that. And that just sits on the top and it's ready for lunchtime. The next thing I'm going to prepare, I bought this 3-tier steamer. I got it in a charity shop. It was £4. Oh, bargain of the week. And you just put your little bit of water in the bottom. Anybody who knows about steaming. And there we go. I'll put the gas on, and then I'm going to chop into this sprouts. Of how many of you hate sprouts? I love them. I like them with pepper, and I also like them with salad cream. And Rolo wants one. Rolo, knock yourself out, mate. He tends to go and play with it because it's a ball, and then you find it 3 days later, you think, what's that fart smell in our front room? And then you pick up a sprout, because let's face it, that's what they smell of. Oh, dearie me. So, I think I'm about the only one that eats sprouts in my family. But these will do me later on in the day. I'll probably have a few of them and then they'll be ready again for tomorrow. Again, preparation is the key. I've been watching people who have had gastric bands and gastric bypass operations, and in fact I know a lot of people that have had that done. People, when I lost 140 pounds, people would come up to me in the street and said, I hope you don't mind me asking, but how have you lost all that weight? Because I'm well known in Andover, and when I said calorie counting, there were a few people that clearly didn't believe me, because when you've got a lot of weight to lose, you get beyond being able to lose it, according to some people. I'm not sure that that's true. You know, I know that psychologically it is the hard bit, and I worry when I see people having gastric bypasses, and I've seen this with my own eyes with my friend and other people, that they end up putting the weight on again as well. Maybe not all of it, and I don't want to discourage anyone, but they don't actually seem to address what's going on in the person's head. And unless you address that, I can't see how having your, I can see how it reduces your calorie intake, and I understand that it switches off the urge to eat. But I've known people to become alcoholics and things like that that never actually touched alcohol before after having it, because they're not addressing the need to suppress that emotion that's making you eat. Because I do think that the mind is the major part that leads us to overeating. I mean, let's face it, our minds are our strongest weapon, and sometimes our minds are what makes us do things that we really shouldn't be doing in life. We know it's wrong, but we still do it anyway. And that's why I feel that with dieting, or trying to lose weight, or losing potential energy, as I like to call it, all comes down to a mindset. I mean, sometimes I can't think about losing weight. It just isn't in my mindset, and I have to accept that. And I also have to accept the consequences that go along with that. When I'm doing 1200 calories to 1500 calories a day, I feel really okay, and my weight stays stable. Sometimes it goes down a bit, and that's fine, because although I walk the dog, I'm a pretty inactive beast. There we go, I've got no, that could go on there. And now I have broccoli. Yeah, I'm a pretty inactive beast. Yes, I walk the dog, and I'm running around a lot with him and all sorts of things. You're doing your Zebedee act again, Rolo. Hang on a minute. I'm unleashing the broccoli. Woohoo! I want to play with that too. I'll give him a little stalk. Do you want to see him down here? I'm sure you do, for everybody that wants to see Rolo. Hang on a minute, see if I can show you him. Okay, Rolo. Do you fancy that? Do you? Do you want a bit of Rolo? You want that? Yeah? Okay. So, you see, Rolo is hilarious. He likes to share in everything I do. Let me just wash my hands. I'm pretty OCD when it comes to the dog and washing my hands afterwards with food. I know it's probably a bit over the top sometimes, but that's just the way I am. So, I'm going to add broccoli. You can add it in, I've got two loads of broccoli here, and you can add it in with the sprouts on the steamer. So the more things that you've got prepared, there are some people that say they only like their food fresh, but the more things you've got prepared to grab when you're really feeling hungry, and I'm not saying that when you feel hungry, especially when it's a brain hunger, you go and grab vegetables, because that's not what you do, is it? You go and grab something else. But my thing is, if I eat sweet things early in the day, once I get to 6 o'clock, if I have a couple of sweet things and then go and brush my teeth quickly, that works for me. Yes, Rolo, I hear ya. There you go, one more bit. This is called playing with your food, as every toddler does, and Rolo does the same. He likes to engage himself literally in everything I do. And sometimes, you know, when I want to go to the toilet, I'm not sure I actually want him to be engaged in what I'm doing. You know, some things should just be personal and private. Anyway, I've done this little video today. It's gone on a bit, but basically this is about just really talking to you while I prepare my vegetables and show you how I keep on track with keeping my weight off. And the key is always preparation and a good mindset. I have to choose in life. My choices are, do I allow myself to put the weight back on and feel utterly pissed off, angry and miserable at myself, or do I keep on track? And I have to keep on track. I've got to, for my back and for my health. So yeah, I thought you'd enjoy this video. I hope it's not been too boring, and if it is boring, turn it off. Love you all, bye.